Hey guys, Genji here, and welcome back to episode 5 of Blueprints. When we started this game, I never would have guessed just how deep it would be, and just when I thought we were finally getting close to revealing Room 46, we find out that there's a whole nother layer of mysteries beneath the manor, which is where we're going to try to get back to today on day 13. We're on day 13 now. Make sure I'm actually recording today's run. So let's see, we have discovered 2 of the ways to get underground. We got to the basement. There's only so much we can get to from the basement. Oh, I had something that gave me an extra 20 steps today. It does not tell me what that is, but thank you, past me. So we have to figure out, I know there's possibly a way to drain the reservoir and get to other bits underground, but I think we also want to try to get the foundation elevator working again. And I'm sure there's probably more ways than that, but we're going to start by visiting the outer room. Oh, we have not seen the tomb before. Oh, nor have we seen a black blueprint. What is this? Each time you draft a dead end in your house, spread 5 gold in the tomb. We're definitely going to check out a new room. And this steps look very similar to the fountain steps. Whoa. Again with the candles. I have to find what we can get that allows us to light things. Okay, that looks like a door, right? Well, maybe not. It's an alcove that's risen off the ground. Statues. Wait, we know these statues. These are the statues of the saints in the chapel. Huh? It didn't seem to do anything. Do they all move? They do. Before we get wrapped up in trying to solve a puzzle, let's do a little walk around. We know the names of some, I think maybe most of these at this point. I'll have to grab my notebook. I'm sure that will be involved. There's the chef. Oh. Is this our great uncle's crypt? Or his tomb? Open only in the event of my death. It would certainly seem so. Oh, and I don't have the magnifying glass, so this would be a new stamp for the record book. Simon. So here's where it all ends. At least for me. And of all the picturesque places of this grand estate, I chose this dreary, dank dungeon to be laid to rest. And that same dim, somber fate fell upon my father and his father before him, who loved the outdoors even more than myself. They say there's no stronger bond of servitude than tradition, and family tradition, thrice as strong. These are chains that seldom bend and never break. And I do wonder what plans and prospects of yours will be sacrificed upon the family font of convention. What biography of your own will you forsake to add another page to your father's memories, or your mother's, or mine? In our youth we are gifted with dreams and ambitions. At our death, we are left with realities and regrets. I think there is no greater sin than to perpetuate tradition that stagnates growth, that strangles purpose, that suffocates dreams. What point is there to live another's life at the sake of our own? Oh, how I wish to have been buried underneath the great oak overlooking the plains, the wondrous woods and the worldly mountains, and the wild holly that surrounds the trunk, a perpetual token of sympathy laid across my grave. What dreadful tradition is it that dumped me in this sunless hollow? And if by morbid example this dark crypt makes any impression whatsoever on you, if reading this letter within these damp halls plants in you a seed of hope, if these words might grant you strength to bend, if not break these chains, then would I cherish this tomb more than oak, and sycamore and spruce, more than the wondrous woods and worldly mountains. This cold stone room would become the most cherished place in all our domain. I would have you raise a shrine upon this spot to commemorate the moment of your liberty, to treat this sepulchre as hallowed ground, to realize that grand gestures can be as effective as they are theatric, And 2, in turn, as a recompense for the freedom thus granted you, commit yourself to be buried here within this mausoleum of dreams, and when the day comes to write your own letter, to inspire the next generation that follows in our footsteps. As is tradition, Herbert S. Sinclair. Wow. So this is the final resting place of our great uncle. A rather empty tomb. I would have expected to see perhaps her ladyship also entombed down here, if this is the family tomb. Okay, that totally looks like a secret door button, right? Well, let's see. Does this show up on the map? Oh, it does not. Okay. So we know there's at least a puzzle down here. I don't see any other doors. Here's where we came in. I think we've made a full loop around. So let's see. Let me grab my pictures of the saints. And my first thought on what this puzzle might be, I don't think the names are related, because I've not seen any documents down here calling out like the specific name of a statue or a saint. And we can only really do one thing with them, and that's activate them. So I assume like lowering their arm is like pulling a lever. So my guess, since each one of these saints in the chapel stained glass windows has an associated number under them, that these are perhaps an order that they need to be activated in. Okay, so we've got the gardener with the hoe as 1. We've got the chef as 2. We have the gardener with the pitchfork as 3. I guess that'd be more like a farmer, huh? And then we have the chimney sweep as 4. The maid with the broom as 5. The jockey as 6. And then the queenly scepter lady as 7. Okay, so find the gardener with the hoe. Oh, here's another tomb. We don't know anything about this one. I mean, this could be her ladyship, but I would expect there to be a bit more flair to it. Something a bit more respectful, with some flowers. I wonder if this is another clue, like, ooh, there's some other unmarked grave in the family tomb. Who is this? Alright, here's the hoe gardener. Phrasing. So now we need the chef. The chef. Then the pitchfork. Pitchfork. Then the chimney sweep. Then the broom. Jockey. And the queen. Here we go. Oh. Secret wall. Mystery game staple. Oh. Is this the, like, sci-fi tunnel we saw from the basement side? Oh, no. This is the catacombs. We're in double tomb. Human skull on the ground. It's death. Very dramatic. Oh, another map piece. So we've seen this part of it. It was in, that was next to the sigil in the basement door, behind the basement door. So now we've got, so here's the fountain entrance right here, right? Because we come down the steps, we get to this side of the reservoir, so we can cross the reservoir. And that gets us This looks like maybe the passageway that the mine cart was blocking. Perhaps, and then here's the sigil room. Okay, so we've definitely seen... This is the part that we've been to already. Can we interact with the skull? No. Nope, we can interact with you, though. Okay, the hanging arrow is a bit on the nose, I think. Like, come on. This is like some Looney Tunes Wile E. Coyote trying to trick the Roadrunner. Anything hiding in here? Seriously though, why? Like, you've got perfectly good alcoves and crypts and tombs. Why are you just leaving people's heads on the ground? Nothing else in here? No. Okay. Let's get Wile E. Coyote'd. Oh, this is the door. Oh yeah, here's the minecart. Oh, so is this a permanent, like, passageway opened up between these two sections? Now I wonder if that's the case. Is the basement door permanently open now, or do we have to keep going and getting the getting into the antechamber and grabbing the key and bringing it back? Yeah. Oh, although we can open it from the inside. Huh. So, okay, so we have another way to get down here now, but it requires us to draft the tomb. So that's kind of obnoxious. I mean, it's good that all these different ways are interconnected, and hopefully as we discover more of them, we open up permanent passageways between them, but it's still kind of obnoxious that we have to keep going back to engaging in the, I guess, the main gameplay loop in order to even get into the next, like, tier of puzzling where we can get down underground and start trying to figure out that puzzle. But I guess they don't want to drag us too far away from the core gameplay loop of the house where we're drafting rooms inside. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so what's the gameplay for this run? I'd like to get the boiler room and the pump room, and perhaps activate that reservoir, and maybe pump some water out of the reservoir. That way we can get into, or we can take the boat across that section of the underground and find out what's over there. Other than that, I mean, we still have to figure out the foundation. That one is a complete mystery to me. I don't know, that may be activated from something underground. Maybe that's our permanent link to getting to the underground without having to do a antechamber run or having to draft the tomb. Maybe we can, if we get far enough into the underground, we find a lever that brings that elevator down and then is permanently accessible from the foundation, which is, I guess, slightly less annoying than having to get to the antechamber and back, but we still have to get all the way to rank, what is that, 7? So kind of unfortunate that that got permanently assigned so deep into the house. But we'll deal with it. Alright, let's start drafting. Start with a nook. I also want to... Ooh, what's this? Coupon book. We've not seen a coupon book before. Save 1 gold on each purchase you make in the estate. Alright. What was I going to say? Oh, I do want to get to rank 8 and take the Knight power and try drafting the Armory. Take our gem. Don't see anything. Oh, wait, there is a trunk over here. Do we use a key already? Meh. Just decent. Oh, I do need to keep an eye on the paintings. Let me get my notebook so I can keep track of these. So we're in rank 2, column 2, and this is stairs and stars. So okay, we already have this one. I don't want to start losing money already. And we did kind of, I think we're done with the stained glass windows in here, perhaps, for now. Unless there just happens to be another puzzle that uses the numbers of the saints, but they don't seem too keen on reusing puzzles in this game, so I'm going to doubt it. I would like something that we can dead end here. Like a closet or a breaker room. A locksmith might be a good one. Yeah, we'll save our dice for maybe the boiler room, trying to get the pump room attached to the boiler room. Lockpick kit is 10. 12 for 3, 5 for 1, so this actually be 9, right? By the way, okay, so we've got flan and sand. I don't think... Sand dune. What else could this be? Hill. And, I don't know, chill? Maybe. I don't think our flan usually served cold. I've never had flan. Drawing room. Man, everything's sapping our gems. Get a gem here, actually. 1225. Yoink. We gotta get into more of these safes, too. I assume the safes are where all of the red notes are. We've gotten into 2 of them, and we know of 2 more. I don't want to dead end a closet or a nursery, so we'll turn north. We drafted the foyer, so we know who each of the marble busts are. That may help us decode the puzzle in the office if we get lucky and draft that this time. Tie and tier, we've got that one. Kitchen or bedroom. Where you enter gymnasium, lose 2. We could sacrifice 2 steps. Or we could gain 2 steps. Why lose resources when you can gain them? Coat and cot. Got this one, that's A. Definitely a West Wing hall. This garage would be a dead end, then we have to backtrack all the way to the entrance hall. Card and car. Spare room. We're gonna start hitting locked doors here soon. Speaking of, security would be pretty good. Then we can... Oh, I do want to check. Yes, we're going to take security because I want to check if the number of security doors got left on high. And if that's the case, we will reset it back to low until we can draft a breaker room. Or a maintenance room. I keep calling it a breaker room. It's a maintenance room. System settings. Okay, now it does default back to medium. So let's set it to low. Oops. And then change offline mode to unlocked, just in case we do encounter a maintenance room later on in the run. Nothing new over here. This is rank what? This is rank 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't actually have this one. Wheat and wet. That's too many extra letters. That's 2 extra letters. Cloud, rain, and grain. Rain and grain. Yeah. So this would be G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a G. Cool. Let's see. Locked, and this is going to be locked. Oh, that's shocking. A furnace. I don't want to draw red rooms. Commissary, maybe. It does turn us towards the foundation. Not that I necessarily need the foundation. It's going to be our last gem, though. This is... We're in rank 7 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Spine and pine. We've got that one. What's for sale? We can get a shovel. Compass is meh. Do we get the shovel or do we save for keys? Because we're out of keys and gems. We're kind of in a precarious situation right now. We pushed north a bit too aggressively. Yeah, so we're gonna have to backtrack. Okay, let's head east. A locked trunk. Unfortunately, we don't have a key or the lockpick kit. If we can get 1 more gold, we can get the lockpick kit. Drawing room, can't do it. Parlor. Let's do the parlor. Get some gems. And the coin purse, very nice. Saying that's not retroactive. 2 of these statements are true. That's not necessarily false because you can have 2, but not 3 true statements. The statement on the blue box is true. So that would be... So this could be true, and if this is true, then this is also true. So that could be our 2 trues, which would make this have to be false. The gems are in a box with a true statement. So what I'm discovering is whenever you have a statement, or whenever you're left with a statement that makes it ambiguous which of the remaining 2 boxes could possibly have the gems, then the gems are probably in the box that is suspected of being false, right? So neither one of these statements tells us which one of these 2 boxes could possibly have the gems in it. Since we know these both are probably true, but we can't, there's nothing here that tells us whether it's going to be in the white and the blue. So it's most likely going to be in the black, and it would make sense if these 2 are true, because that would make this one false. So the gems would be in a box with a false statement, which is this box. There we go. There's the utility closet. That is going to arrest our progress up the east wing unless we go through the entrance hall and don't get dead-ended in that first square. Well, let's take the library because I think we have a book waiting for us. We do. The History of Orindia, 2nd edition. Let's see who... Oh, wait, we don't have the magnifying glass. Well, we can kind of see it. So it was checked out by Herbert, and then Mary Jones. So that was our mother post being married to our dad. And then... Oh, we can pull these out. Who is Det Bon Margle? I think that's the first time we're encountering this name. Oh, and there's another way for you to tell what day it is today. The book checkout, that actually might be like a day behind. That might be the day that it was requested, but still, give you a pretty accurate, pretty close estimate of what the date is today. Let's see, this book was reviewed and cleared for publication by the Fen Area Central Board of Education. It has been edited to conform to our department standards, including the omission of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination. Okay. So Fen Aries, the royalists, I guess unshockingly, are also very tightly control what content is allowed to be discussed in books. So very authoritarian. Oh my God. Very authoritarian. Forward. Blank, the name used to designate the realms of the eastern waters. Blank is no longer blank, known to the average citizen blank. Of the elder generation blank, we must blank permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon blank our past. Agera. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often denoted as Agera, by the ascension of the first king blank, whose name Oris. Okay, we've seen Oris. I'm trying to think where we've seen that. We've seen it multiple times now. Would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Oris had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, and by the end of the first century, the blank, a new kingdom was born. Blank. Is that the castle that we saw in the first fortune teller cinematic that was off in the distance as we were standing on the shore? 2. The second era. It was the fourth king, blank, who split this vast domain into 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest son accepted the gift, blank. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, the land of the northern storms. Okay, so that was most likely one of the shapes in the sigil book, and we know that since it's called the land of northern storms, that it most likely has the curved ray, right? Because that described high winds. A wild and untamed expanse, which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Uraja, blank, a land steeped in tradition, blank. So Uraja is Agera backwards, right? E-R-A-J-A-A-J-A-R-E, that's Ajare, which is, okay, it's still an anagram, right? It's just the letters of Agera scrambled up. We read that already. 3. The third era. As the second era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by blank. Alright, so we have 2 of the 3 sigil cores, so we can deduce what the third one's going to be if we go back and reference that picture. Blank, 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 commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. 4. The fourth era. As the kingdom blank entered the fourth era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desolets III was a blank. King who often was seen blank, drinking blank, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well. Alright, let's go ahead and take a peek. Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our department in this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status, so it means all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid in our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning with this letter, the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I had hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told, by a reliable source, that if a first edition and uncensored copy of the history of Arindia could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collection. But perhaps I was misinformed. Still, a part of me thinks that you may have given me the censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say, well done, fair play. And perhaps on my next visit we'll have a laugh about this after you've given me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective Bon Margle. Okay, so that's who Bon Margle is, and he's a Red Guard. So he's with the enemy. Can we get this out of the way so I can read the rest of it? There we go. Desolace was renowned as the King of Blank. No one when he made the decision to move blank. Ving Castle and court behind, the people were overjoyed by this choice, and blank were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his blank, common folk. These blank voices planted the seed blank, which took root in blank, the grand city of Fen. So Fen Ares? 5. The Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desolace III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died. I know there's more to it, but imagine that's just the end of the sentence. Thankfully, the king died. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the blank Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a blank number of supporters due to the fact that Desolace IV shared blank little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fen-surrection. Oh, God. This is modern news in a nutshell. We need catchy monikers for everything. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city streets stained in red. The pacification of Fen. I see Morning Bay. That would be a great picture to have the magnifying glass for. Damn. And 2 fancy lads with their top hats standing and watching the carnage. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was a general of the Northern Regiment who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nuance to join their cause. There was a realm called Nuance? All right. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years, and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another member to the casualties. However, even in death he had won. Horus had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. 4. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3, Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Araja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. Blank, 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 blank. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, our mothers, and of our children. Blank. Interesting. That's not Mount Holly, is it? First off, let me snap pictures of all this. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. One, is that the crown that was stolen? And are these the rubies of the ruby crown that was stolen from the Royal Museum? So we've got a whole bunch of really important names in here. Horus, Agera. I want to say, let me look up the pictures of the statues. No, go back. So the queen, or at least the statue that has like a queenly look to it, is named J.R.E. Yenna. So J.R.E. could easily be somehow related to Ajera and or Araja. There are definitely some common letters shared here. And we saw in the sigil book, the cores, we have kind of the square, the rectangle with the two rounded edges is from Arindia, or Arinda, I forget which one it is. The pentagon is Fen Aries. The hourglass-looking one is it starts with ER. We can guess from this page here that's Araja, which for some reason is blanked out on this sheet. So I'm not exactly sure why. I guess we're only able to deduce that that's Araja because we have the core book, the sigil book, and then we have a heart shape which starts with CO, which is not one of the countries mentioned here as far as I remember. And then the mountain starts with AR, which is probably Arch Aries. So we have a mystery country that has the heart logo. What else? Nuance. Why would you name a country Nuance? Naming a country Nuance lacks nuance. At any rate, who else do we have here? Prince Learson's a new character. King Desolate's a new character. 6th of October, we have a date. Yeah, we also have some brief descriptions of each of the countries that we can use to kind of deduce what their sigils might look like, right? So we've got Arch Aries, the Land of Northern Storms, Untamed Expanse, very vast, so they probably have lots of like horse travel and paths. Araja is steeped in tradition, so perhaps more of a spiritualist. And then develop into a big metropolis, right? Anyway, let's not spend the whole video looking at a book, so let's go ahead and head south from here. We can dead end this room. A vault. No, again with the 3 gems that we don't have. It hurts. Yeah, the study is pretty good. We can spend gems to redraw, or the office. You can spread more coins, which we need to buy the shovel and the lockpick kit, perhaps. And we can give another stab at the puzzle in here. It's weird seeing this room with windows in it. So let's take a hourglass shape. Is that perhaps the representative of one of the country sigil cores? Let's pop this up. Let's spread some gold. Spread gold. Spread gold now. Exit. Let's take a look in here. So we know who these figures are now. So the queen. Pictures. Actually, I just said her name. You think I'd remember it? It's J.R.E. Yenna. The count is Count Isaac Gates. The lord is Lord William Epson. I guess that's why the family name was matriarchal, because the wife's side of the family, Lady Epson's side of the family, had more prestige, right? Their ancestors were lords, where ours were merely a baron. So speaking of barons, we've got Baron Edwin Sinclair. And this does say barons. So the other baron is Baron Edwin Sinclair and Baron Thomas Sinclair. Okay, so 2 Sinclairs. And then the major is Major Nicholas Key the Fourth. So I guess the names probably don't help us as much as the appearances. So we know that this fellow here is Count Isaac Gates. who actually appears multiple times because he's here as well. So are we just counting the number of times each person appears? If that's the case, then a lot of these guys are going to be 1. Because he only appears once. He only appears once. Oh, no, he appears twice, doesn't he? So we potentially have 2 2s. No, he appears a 3rd time here. Okay, so let's see. Flight of the Queen, so there's 1 Queen statue. March of the Count. The Count, again, is Count Isaac Gates. So he was the guy that appears 3 times. He's here once. He's here twice. He's here 3 times. So you've got 1, 3. The Lord is a guy with a bow tie and some fancy mutton chops, who is not represented here at all that I can see. So he is perhaps a 0. So we have 1, 3, 0. The Barons, that is triangle mustache guy. So that's 1, 2. And then the other Baron is the handlebar mustache guy. So 3. So that's 1, 3, 0, 3. And then the Major has the ridiculous, like, Fu Manchu beard. And he's also 0. So 1, 3, 0, 3, 0. Nope. Do we leave out the black one? So, what was it? 1, then the black one, 3, 0, 3, 0? Nope. 1, 3, 0, 3? And then the pointing finger, I don't know, it mocks me. I feel like it's relevant somehow. Okay, well, that's all this time that I'm willing to spend on it for now. We are apparently still missing some information, or I am completely off with my theory on how this works. So now we have to backtrack to the entrance hall in order to go up. Pin and Pine. So this would be an E room. No, this room does have. Well, the entrance hall does count. So what do I have? Card and card? What? Queen and ace. Spade. And card, queen. I'm not sure how you subtract card from card unless this is supposed to be like a space. Secret passage is going to accomplish the same thing as corridor. We've got this room. This is a G room. Bride and Bridge, yep, G. Chapel. Well, it's got to be chapel. I mean, we can redraw, but let's draft the chapel. And then let's run back, spend our money before we lose it. So do I want the lockpick kit, or do I want 3 keys? I want 3 guaranteed rooms, or potentially unlimited. I mean, there'll definitely be a limit to it, and it's not very good unless you get the upgraded lockpick, but yeah, let's take 3 keys. And we got the coupon book, so that only brought it to 2, and there's 2 more here, unless that's just the way that the coupon book works, is it just gives you the gold back after you spend it. So let's head to the library. No, sorry, the chapel. Let's head to the chapel, lose some money. We're still trying for the pump room. Let's try to drain that reservoir. We'll have to hope to do it in this run, because if we drain the reservoir on a later run, ooh, a gem, and we don't draft the tomb, then we're not going to actually have a way to get back down to the underground until we get lucky and draft another tomb. Just those darn annoying RNG mechanics kicking in. Dining room with a free key. We like. Green rooms do not cast gems. The draft is pretty good, but so is an East Wing Hall. Yeah, take the terrace. We can afford a dead end here. And an orange for some extra steps? Hell yeah. This is rank 3. This is clock and lock. So this is a C room. No, we do have that. The terrace doesn't have pictures, so we can't get that one. Observatory or a redraw? I guess we could take the utility closet or the closet and then run back to the west wing again, because we have 2 more unlocked doors over there. Tough call. Let's redraw. Billiard room. This path survives a little bit longer. Oh, I just realized where those coins are from. There was, we distributed money from the office. Rank 4. We do not have this room. And I haven't figured this one out yet. Tree, flame, fire and fir. There we go, right? A fir tree and a fire from the match. So that would be an E. This would be an E room on rank 4. Solve this. 9. What is that? We've not seen this operation before. 3 squared, so 3 times 3 is 9. 1 plus 3, so 4 squared is 16. I only guess square because there's a literal square symbol in the middle. 9. No, we messed up somehow. So 3 times 3 is 9. So what's the order of operations here? Is it 3? So I added 3 and 1, that gives us 4, and I squared 4. 4 times 4 is 16, right? And that was wrong. Oh no, did I press the wrong one? Did I press 6 instead of 16? I'll have to go back and look in editing. So we've got 6 squared. 6 times 6 is what, 36? Yeah, 'cause 6 times 5 is 30, so 36 minus 16 is going to be 20. And there we go. 2 keys. East Wing Hall keeps the dream alive. This is rank 4. We've got this one. Hitting locked doors already. Miranda. And it's free. And we get the shovel. And what does it do? Greater chance of finding items in green rooms. So, turnip. Amazing. Boo. Dark room. Observatory. Take a dark room. That stinks. We're gonna have to cross our fingers. We're gonna take the free one. It's a dead end. Crap. What do we have here? Rank 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have this one. Special keys. What special key do we have? The silver key. Do we want to use the silver key? Because that gets us... Yeah, if we pull the Great Hall here... Well, I guess we have 5 keys, but we're going to potentially waste 3 keys trying to get back west again. To get towards the foundation. But at least we'll know... Oh. Clever girl. Alright. Aquarium. I'll take it. We got lucky. And we got 2 keys. What? If we get one more, if we go north one more time, we unlock Ambition of the Pawn. But we're probably going to need those gems for drafting, aren't we? That's a tough one. I'm trying to think what else we would need the utility closet for at this point. Bunk room gets us more steps. Breaker box would let us turn off the security doors, but we set the security doors to low. Oh, and dinner's ready. Nice. Okay, so we're going to take the knight, right? Let's just draft the armory, or adds the armory to the draft pool. So now we have to hope that we can get the armory in one of the drafts. 2 more gems. Where is the dining room again? Oh man, that's way back there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll save that for if we have to run over to the other wing. That'll be the perfect top up on our trip back. Cloister. I want another shot at the cloister. Because this room is expensive. I mean, it cost us nothing this time because we took the green rooms are free, but this is an expensive room to draft. And there are digging spots inside here. There's quite a few, so there's got to be a way to get into this. I'm not seeing, I'm looking for like a lever. Oh. Okay, that impacts the closet. Something that we can interact with here. Grab the tree. I can't reach the lever in there. Is it a secret? Like, it has to be in this room. Because I've never seen anything else that interacts with the cloister, right? I'm just going to click wildly on everything here. Oh! Okay, well, wildly clicking every surface in the room apparently paid off. What was that? Like, there wasn't even a hand icon for it. Alright, well, maybe we'll find something else that'll tell us what that was about. Do this very extremely specific thing in the cloister. So this is... Is this Orinda? I forget. Something named this figure. Oh, I was coming over here for the dig spot, but there's some stuff back here. What is this? You've been rewarded an allowance token. Your allowance has been permanently raised by 2. What is an allowance? Oh. Okay, that goes down there next to stars. Wild. Mr. Nogula. Mr. Nogula's the new gardener, right? If you are reading this, it seems the day has finally come, and the cloister is at long last getting some much overdue maintenance. I have left you a literal token of appreciation to serve as a positive reinforcement, which should grant you a bit of extra spending money each day while working on the estate. We have learned from our dealings with your predecessor that it is much cheaper in the long run to be generous. Mrs. Babbage. Well, neat, yeah, because he was talking about wanting to change the statue in the cloister to Rena, who represented the gardener, right? So I guess they never got around to it. And a turnip. Huge. We're getting lucky with the stepper punishment this time. So we do have access to the foundation. We're still hoping to get lucky and draft the armory. And there it is. And it's free. Yo, it looks like a medieval blacksmith's room. What? Something straight out of a fantasy game. I'll take them. Oh, you can take them. What? Cannonballs? A chain? Oh, I was seeing that. I was like, I was just able to interact with something. So we apparently learned that there are secret... okay, so this is a night room. There are secret interaction spots that don't actually show up. So let's start over here. Hopefully it tells us what these do before we just take them. The Morning Star. Can knock the locks off of chests and trunks. Okay, so it's a sledgehammer. Tomorrow morning, gain 1 star. Oh no, they cost money! You may use the axe in the room directory to permanently remove the gem cost from one room. Whoa! Also, 32 gold. What? The Night Shield. Once per day while drafting, you can equip Night Shield to ignore the negative effects of any one red room. Well, I don't have 8, so I'm going to say no. Who am I paying this money to? Just take it. There's nobody here. I can knock the locks off of chests and trunks. No, I can't afford anything, so... Boo, that was a bit of a letdown. And that does dead end us so that we can pass through the foundation. Which is over here. Oh, let's do our dig spots. Coin. A turnip. Very nice, very nice. Let's see. Drawing room, wine cellar. Let's take the drawing room. So that gives us more attempts at pulling the pool room, which gets us into the pump room. Chamber of Mirrors. Oh, I guess we're going to redraw once. Well, you can now draft second copies of rooms you already have in your house, so I don't actually know if we want to do that, but the other two choices are terrible, so, and we haven't seen the Chamber of Mirrors yet. Whoa, what? Oh, so now we have to run around to the security room to get to that? Oh, so we, what, press each of the... press each of these buttons, then we can press the middle button, and then something happens? There's 4 oranges in here, though. Huh. Oh, unless we're seeing a reflection. There could just be one. Anything else? Nope. So what, that basically reset the draft pool. There's the pool. That does dead end us, though. Oh no. And the gymnasium does not. But whenever we enter, we lose 2. But we've got 60. And we're just going to be drafting up in these 4 rooms, so at the most we're going to lose, like, what, 2? Or 4, I guess, because we have to walk back through here to get back out, but still. Yeah, we can... Let's draft this first. The laboratory. The pantry. I do want to draft the laboratory since we're going to be dead-ended no matter what. Or the pantry or the laboratory are both going to put us in the same location, right? So our dreams of drafting the pump room again this run are dead, but I can get back into the laboratory because I did find while I was editing last video that I had completely misread this puzzle. So what it actually said, if I recall, was something like push 3 up after 9. So I don't know if we need the boiler room to do this, but if we do, let's see, if we do 9 and then 3. Yeah, nothing happened. Okay, well, that's a little disappointing. Huh, okay. So there must be more to this, or it needs power, one of the two. So unless we happen to get lucky and pull the boiler room here. Nope. Sure, why not? We've not been in the walk-in closet yet, and this is the end of the run anyway. So we've got, what is this? Hose and house. So U. So directly below the antechamber is a U. Where are all the items? I see here's Lady Epson again. This print looks a bit brighter, and there's like scratches here. I wonder if we had the magnifying glass, if we could see something there. This looks faintly different than the one in the dark room. Or it could just be that this room is better lit. So there's 2 keys, a drop box. So, okay. Okay. Useless. I guess we got the letter in here, so a little bit of use. We still can't afford anything in the armory. And just for shits and giggles, let's check what experiments we can do today. When you're drafting hallway for another hallway, whenever you draft a shop room, or whenever you draft a red room. Yep, well, there's no more drafting, so there's no point. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this run. Finding the tomb was huge. I guess getting the allowance was pretty important, but ultimately we really didn't progress our search any farther. Just gained some passive knowledge and some passive upgrades. Okay, yep, we're gonna call it a day. Man, so many steps wasted. What a shame. It seems we're getting to the part of the playthrough where we're discovering fewer and fewer things, and we're becoming more and more reliant on getting good RNG to get the rooms together that we need to actually progress, which is where I hear the game starts to break down for a lot of people, and I can totally see why. Garden shopping center. All right, we'll do another run. I am going to take a small break throw and grab something to drink, so I will see you in a moment. Okay, we're now on day 14. So first we're gonna go to the outer room. I do want to take a quick peek and see if we are again locked out of the basement here. We are. Oh, never mind. Okay, you can just open it now. That's awesome. So we can get back into the tomb if we need to, but the main thing that we still need to do is get into the pump room and lower the reservoir by like a notch. hovel, tool shed, and trading post. We've not drafted the trading post yet. I don't have any items to trade. But I'm all about checking out new rooms we've not been into yet. Okay, so they won't even show us anything until we have something to trade. What? Dynamite? A little too dangerous to pick up. Screw that. Grab that. We'll blast our way through the underground. What? A puzzle with the sigil of... Oh, where's my notes? ER. What was ER? ER was a Raja. So what do the colors have to do? Oh. Huh? I'm not sure I understand. So clicking purple like rotates colors around the purple square. Uh-oh. Okay. Nope. What? Are we trying to get the yellow in each corner? It looks like it, but once you put the purple in the corner, you can't move anymore. Okay, so reset. So take 1, take 2. Three and 4. Yo, we did it. You've been rewarded an allowance token. Okay, so now we've got an allowance of 4. Do not make allowances. What? Do not make allowances? But it's an allowance token. That's its whole point. Okay, so we'll come back here. That's kind of neat. So does that mean that a Raja's color is yellow? We'll see if we get another one of those in the future, see if it uses different colors. I guess it could be purple. But why would you, if their color was purple, why would you be making their sigil core shape yellow? Nothing else I can think of to do downstairs at the moment. We're gotta get back to that pump room again. Oh, what's this? 4. Master Simon, good morning. It has come to my attention that you have been granted a daily allowance to use while on the estate. If it is convenient for you, I will leave the required sum here in the entrance hall each morning. If there is anything else you require, please do not hesitate to ask. Even though we have all been requested to remove ourselves from the premises during your stay, I assure you I am still personally overseeing that the estate is at least operating at a baseline standard of service that I hope you will one day expect of us. That I hope you will one day come to expect of us. Oops. And Babbage, house manager. So she's skulking around in the shadows. Alright, let's go. Pantry. This is our Richie Rich run, I guess. Sure. Thing gets us both directions. Early security maintenance room would be pretty cool. Nope. Storeroom is fine, though. So let's go ahead and keycard system. Keycard settings we'll set to low. Oops, I did it again. Change offline mode to unlocked. That way if we get the maintenance room later on, we don't have to run back here. Ooh. Greater chance of finding items in green rooms. We don't have the shovel yet. Guess we could get the dark room out of the way early, though we're going blind into the doors. Oh no. You're more likely to draw red rooms while drafting. We've got a cursed run. It was starting so well. Yep. Mila. Less likely to find items around your house. Oh no. The cursed day. Well, luckily we've got the whole rest of the entrance hall to check out. Oh, look at that. You get a weird fire effect on everything. We'll take a chapel, and then we'll run around. We don't actually have to go inside. I guess we can exhaust all the red rooms early, and they'll be out of our way. Nook and parlor. Let's see, parlor gets us gems. We've got enough gems at the moment. We'll take a nook. No extras. I would guess not, because we drafted the maid's bedroom, so... Weight room. Lose half your steps. This is not the time to do it. That is a room that you draft later on when you've got no steps left. We could take the commissary. And then buy something in the commissary, and then we'll have no money left to go to take into the chapel anyway, right? Let's do that. Sledgehammer for 8? Absolutely. There we go. So now we only have to lose 1 coin in here. No extra items. And now we can head north. Sure. Get them all out of the way. While drafting, you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. That sucks. I guess we kind of gotta do the secret passage, right? And then we can say we want to connect to a green room, maybe? Although the green rooms tend to have high gem cost, so maybe we want an orange room and get the East Wing Hall. Or the no, I don't really see a reason to take the aquarium. The East Wing Hall does the same thing as these two, but it costs nothing. We'll stick the lavatory here. Just to get it out of the pool. There's never anything in the lavatory, so that's one less red room we have to worry about. Yeah, well, it definitely can't be utility closet, because that'll end the run. Parlor. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. Oh my god, these are getting extremely specific. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter B, and the blue box is true. Well, don't both of these statements contain themselves? So like the fact that the letter U is on the statement about containing a letter U, that makes it true? So let's make some assumptions. So if the blue box is true, the gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter B. Which is probably true because the letter B appears in box, and box is on all three statements. So if that's the case, then this is true and this is true, then this would have to be false. The gems are in a box with a statement containing the letter U. So that means that they would not be in a box containing the letter U. So blue contains the letter U. So it would not be in that. The gems are in a box with the statement containing the letter B. So there is no U in this. So if that's true, that's false. And that would mean that would have to be in the blue box. Let's see. Yeah. I really don't want to take the archives. It's going to be a thorn in our side for the rest of the run, huh? Where are we at? Clavis, the key. +1 key. We just check our pocket and discover that there's a key in it. Going north. Drawing room would be pretty good here. That gives us 2 doors with 2 drafts each. Passageway, archives, corridor. Foyer, weight room, utility closet. Boop, 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 boop. We can't take the foyer. If we take the weight room here, we immediately lose the steps, which sucks. If we put the utility closet here, we dead end ourselves. Not, well, fully dead end ourselves, but we're relying on the one remaining door to continue our run. That is a tough one. I just don't want to lose 21 steps, man. That's a ridiculous number of steps. But it would pretty much, I mean, we still have the archive, but that would, between this and the archive, we're almost completely out of red rooms to draft. Man. Ouch. It hurts. Is that an upgrade? No. That was an upgrade disc. Kitchen. Give me a pool room. Ah. Hallway, locked trunk. Yeah. Bonk. Gem key money. Some steps back, and then we'll also draft this. We do really need the dining room. So we're at what, rank 7? So we'll see if we can get to rank 8 through the bedroom and then hit the dining room, and that'll give us most of our steps back that we lost. Really? No goodies? Oh yeah, we have the maid's chamber. Crap. No, it's the third time we've pulled the vault with being one gem short. Sure. Don't be a security door. We have the no, we have the sledgehammer. You have reached rank 8. What do we take today? Do we take the armory again? It could be like the commissary where there's different items every day. It said gain 30 the first time you enter the chapel. We do have a chapel. We would have to backtrack to it. Draw floor plans 4 times when you're in a corner. Each time you draft a room on the west wing, you lose 5. Well, we're definitely not doing that because we're already almost out of steps. Let's take the armory again. We got the battery again. I still don't know what to do with the battery. Sledgehammer plus battery pack plus something. Oh, we gotta go back to the trading post. Oh, we should have taken that because then we would have had to pass the chapel anyway. No, I didn't realize it till just now. Here's the armory though. Let's see. Okay, it's the same items every time, so noted. Not really that great, unless we had this. That would have been huge to have. Okay, so we'll ignore future armories then. Let's go get our dinner. I assume there's nothing else hiding around in here. Let's draft this room real quick. Showroom. Nope. Utility closet. Do we need it now? I guess we could turn off the security door. There was one security door somewhere. We'll turn... I've never actually... What does turning off the gymnasium do? We'll turn on the dark room in the garage. Okay. We'll inverse everything. And we've got... turkey. Stuffed wild quail, local Mount Holly delicacy, served atop a plum aigre-doux with roasted potatoes, bacon lardons, and wild chives. What? Laboratory again. Bunk room's gonna dead end us. We'll take a corridor. Although I suspect that this is almost certainly gonna be locked. Nope. West Wing Hall. Not really sure where we're headed at this point. 1 for 8. You know what? Let's take it. Because now we can hit Alzara and see if he's got more fortune. Another cutscene for us. Where are the coins? Where are the coins? You owe me 8 coins. Oh, there they are. What you got for us today, Alzara?
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I see the darkened cloud of ruin, familiar to us both, now decrepit, run down, and in disrepair. I see 8 red envelopes.
8?
Resting upon 8 pedestals. And in these 8 envelopes, I see 8 letters penned by 8 different hands. 8 letters of which you will only ever find and read 7.
It's so rude.
Just like the art hanging on the walls of these rooms, there is a letter missing.
Okay, that's a
What
bit
you have
blatant.
heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Very cheeky. I mean, I'm glad that there's multiple ways for you to discover how to do different puzzles, but that was very on the nose. Okay, so we have a bunch of money now. And no keys and no gems. This could solve our key problem. Although I wonder if we need money for the trading post. So yeah, well... Oh, no, I don't have any gems! Poop. Alright. Fine. Guest bedroom. There is something on the table in there. It's just going to cost us 2 steps to get in here. Grab it and then get back out again. Nothing on the table. Nothing on the shelf. Okay. So gem doesn't help us at all. We still have a locked door in both the armory and the rumpus room. So I guess we'll head back out to the trading post and see if we can trade for anything interesting, and then that's going to be it for this one. So pretty quick run. We're definitely hitting... Oh, wait. We have the weight room here. And we shut off this. Yeah. Pool. But here's the boiler room. But the boiler room is only useful to us if we have the pump room, which we need the pool for first. So that sucks. So unless I could take the boiler room here, and then unless this next combination is exactly pool room and then pump room, then there's no point. Then there's no point. There's no point at all. I guess we could try it from this angle. We just gotta... How did I wind up solving this last time? We have to flip this. Oh, no, it's already open. Okay, so then we can do this. Oh, no, that's locked too. Nope. Well, that's all. We tried. Does the weight room connect to anything interesting? The drawing room. I don't think there's anything steam powered in the drawing room, because this does happen to be a room that steam power transfers through in all directions. If we had a key, we could potentially draw like the laboratory or something here, but we don't have a key. Oh, I didn't lose steps. Is that because the power's off? Is that what turning the power off to the gymnasium does? You don't lose steps? Oh, my money! How could you? Yeah, no keys. What do you got? See, battery pack we can trade for a salt shaker. That's whatever. And then sledgehammer for car keys. Come on. All right, well, trading post is kind of lame. I still think depending on what you're trying to do, tomb is a good option, and then maybe the hovel to use steps instead of gems. But that's where we're going to end this day. I think I want to do one more just because we haven't really progressed all that much. The next episode, I want to have uncovered something else underground. So we had the tomb, but the tomb just kind of led us back into the same spot that we'd already been to. So I want to get that reservoir lowered and get across it. So let's go again. And I may, if we keep hitting runs like this where not a lot happens, I may just cut through them and let you know, like, oh, we found one interesting thing on this run, but you don't need to see me going through hallways and dining rooms and all that. So we'll see what happens. Scarlet Shopping Center. Ooh. Taken over by the Royalists. Save and continue. I saw a Reddit post yesterday that said somebody had finally beaten the game on day 93, and I was like, I don't think I'm that committed to this game. Because we're on, what, day 15? Yeah. Let's hit the outer room. I guess we no longer need the outer room to be a tomb since the basement door is permanently unlocked now. We would only need it to be a tomb if we do happen to find the pump room. Because at that point, we'll have to put water... Well, yeah, we'll have to, because with the fountain drained, everything else is full. So we would have to put water into the fountain to drain the reservoir, right? Make an offering, receive a blessing. Shelter protects you 3 red rooms or hovel. Yeah, you know what? I was talking up the hovel, so let's take it. I'm not gonna go inside. There is a digging spot, but I don't have a shovel. And I don't see on the walls any tools worth taking unless they're hidden from view, but I don't see a point in wasting steps going in and out of there for a room we've already explored. So we'll just take the effect and leave. Alright, let's try again. Let's try a den. Storeroom for a key or a pantry for 4 coins. We're speed running it. We have enough for the sledgehammer. The sleeping mask, I think, if I remember... No, we haven't had the sleeping mask, have we? Or have we? I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking it gives you extra steps when you draft a bedroom? Sledgehammer. No shovel. Disappointing. Guess I'll take a sledgehammer. Sledgehammer and shovel are still the most useful tools. Oh god, no. You're guaranteed to get a locked door at the far end. And I guess the rooms off the sides could have items in them. But I mean, you're talking about consuming 7 keys. Now would be a good time to draft the chapel when we have no money, but a bedroom takes us north. We still have the West Wing Hall. Could be a good spot for a closet to get 2 items, as long as one of those items is not money. Spread gems in each green room. Nothing interesting. Okay, back north again. Parlor. Doing a lot of these today. The gems are in a box that is actually blue. What does that mean? Actually blue. The gems are in a box with the word blue on it. Okay. The gems are in a box with the word blue on it. The gems are in a box that is actually blue, and then blank. So this, does a blank count as true or false? I guess this is just their way of eliminating one of the statements here, so we just have to use these 2 boxes to deduce this. The gems are in a box with the word blue on it. And again, the fact that the word blue is in quotation marks means that blue is on this box. The gems are in a box that is actually blue. So let's make some assumptions. If this is false, the gems are not in a box with the word blue on it. That doesn't help us eliminate this because we don't know if this one is neither true nor false. So we know we have to have at least one false statement. So I guess if this can't be true or false, if this is false, the gems are not in a box with the word blue on it, then this would have to be true. The gems are in a box that is actually blue. So then it would be in this box. Vice versa, if we assume that this is false, the gems are not in a box that is actually blue, and that would means that this would have to be true. Gems are in a box with the word blue on it, and that means that the gems are in this box. What? And then there's the third alternative, in which case both of these are false, in which case the gems are not in a box with the word blue on it, which would exclude this. And this would also be false. The gems are not in a box that is actually blue, which would include this. Which means that they would be in the white box with no label on it. But again, one of the statements has to be true, right? So if the box is making no statement, then it is neither true nor false. Presumably, like there's nothing here that specifies what conditions apply when there's no statement on it. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements, There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. Either both of these are false, and then this is just, we're assuming that the blank statement is just true. So if these are both false, then they both eliminate each other. So the gems are not in a box with blue on it, the gems are not in a box that's actually blue, so they would be in the white box. If we follow the wording of the game, in which case they have to display a true statement, then one of these has to be true, one of these has to be false. But if we follow that logical path, then both of these, and regardless of which state we assume either true false or true false or true false, they both point towards each other. So we can't eliminate either box that way. So I'm gonna guess the only The only path that I can see that definitively lands on one box is if both of these statements are false. We're assuming the blank statement is true, because both of these being false eliminates both of them as having the gems and leaves only one box. So let's see. Nope. Okay, this is the first one that we got wrong. I would love to know the answer to this one. We do have the sledgehammer, so we'll take the locked trunk. Oi. Let's see, if we take this here, this connects four. This connects, well, technically it connects four, but it connects all three doors here with steam. So we can get one of these to be the boiler room. Hard to pass that one up. I guess let's look out here. We do get a gem. Getting this room is the fundamental start to any green room run, where you're gonna try to draft a lot of green rooms. We do get the boiler room here. Very nice, because that gives us an extra door to attempt to pull the pump room into. So we just now have to get the pump room. Spread gems in each. A dining room. I'm tempted to take the patio for the gems, but dining room would be great for steps, especially if we have to run back to the west wing to use that door, because we are out of keys now. And we are... Ooh, a salt shaker. What's it do again? Whenever you eat food and gain steps, gain extra steps. Okay. Perfect for the dining room, right? Kitchen, security, or a storeroom. Getting into rank 8 would power up our run. But I have a feeling we're about to hit a locked door. No, wow. Take a storeroom. Bishop, let's do this. So now if we have to go back to the west wing, we have to pass the chapel, and we'll actually gain 30 instead of losing 1. Let's go ahead and do the key card system while we're here. Set security level low. Change offline mode unlocked. Exit. We don't have the maintenance room yet, so this is not going to help us. But we get some pizza. And we have the salt shaker, so we'll get extra steps, right? So we're at 34. So that would bring us to 54. But with 1 extra, oh boy. I'm gonna run back to the West Wing Hall, because we have the kind of the perfect situation here to try to draft the... We have 2 different doors where we could potentially draft the pump room, and I don't want to risk filling those slots with something else. 35. That's crazy. We're gonna hit the commissary. We might as well buy everything, right? Courtyard. The shovel. Fantastic. Boo. I think this is... Is this the barren spot on the fertility? Nope. This must be the one above it. Oh, we get the salt shaker on that too. Okay. Sure. I wonder if there's a minimum depth we have to be at to get the pool room. No, why are you facing that way? Okay, so flip everything. Gymnasium off, dark room on, garage on. We are out of keys now, though, which is dangerous. Hallway doors are always unlocked. That could be powerful combination with the great room if we ever draft that again. But I really want pool room. The problem is the farther north we go, the more likely we are to hit locked doors. Discover less common floor plans while drafting in the library. Is the pool room less common? No! We can put a closet here, a bunk room. Might as well. We got the sleeping mask, so we get some extra steps when we go in here. Some more money that we don't need. Coins would, or keys would have been the most useful. Damn. We spend gems to redraw new floor plans up to 8 times. I guess we could take that, because that lets us keep redrawing the 2 doors we have left. Assuming they're not locked. Because we have not found any more keys. Can't believe there's no hints in here. About what this combination, this safe combination is. Okay. Well. Let's get back up there and hope one of those 2 doors is unlocked. the laboratory. You know what? Sure. So we need to go power up the boiler room. And send the power that way. So we need this to go up. We need... That is going up. Okay, so then we just need the other... We need this one to go up. Send it towards the hallway, which is straight, actually. Here we go. And now we should have power to the lab. Oh, and we have another room off the laboratory. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stick the pump room there. So now we can try this. We know from editing in the last episode that the puzzle on the wall says push 9 and then push 3. Oh. Something's happening. By Jove, we've done it! Oh, let me hide. Oh, that door does open. The Black Bridge Grotto has been empowered and permanently unlocked. Each day you may access one offline terminal from the network. Huh. So I guess that means we could turn off the security doors from, like, the office. I'm trying to think where else. The laboratory. We can run laboratory experiments from the office. Or from the security room. That's pretty good. Where's the other? Oh, the bunker, right? Okay. Speaking of experiments, we do have some rooms left to draft, so we can potentially benefit from an experiment. Each time you eat an apple, whenever you draft a shop room, whenever you draft an archived floor plan. What is an archived floor plan? A letter will be delivered to the mailroom. Huh. That seems more likely. We don't have the... We don't have the mailroom at all, so that doesn't really help us. I guess that? Because we do need keys. So, can we... I guess we have to log into the network first. Swan song. And we still need to get the admin password. Remote terminal access. View active terminals. So, office... We can spread money, right? We only connect to one offline terminal each day. Not that we need money, but spread gold. Spread gold now. Exit. Kind of pointless considering how deep we are into this particular run, but get to flex our new ability. So this leads to the same spot that the boiler room does ordinarily. We still don't have a key. And we still don't have We did turn the power off, so somewhere there's a security through the security room, right? One of the doors in the security room was security keypad locked. We do need to unpower the boiler room though to open this door. Interestingly, that does not actually shut off the power. Oh, what? Oh, to the dining room. And then it was this one? Yeah, okay, so the run's still alive. Pool room. No, oh, we can draft a bunch, though. Let's use our dice first, because the dice are free. The pool. Okay, we don't need to go in there for it. Oh, that just connected to the foundation. Excellent. So then I guess we can see if that door is unlocked. Oh, there's a key anyway, so we can open that door no matter what. Do we have the shovel? We do. We can dig in here too. Things are getting interesting again. Aw. Pebbles. Okay, never mind. Things are not getting interesting. Things are very boring. South. So if we draft a pump room here, which we can re-roll up to 5 times. Locker room, no. Pump room. What? Oh, we have to redirect. Okay. It's not the end of the world. I can't believe we're actually pulling this off. So we're gonna send this way. So let's see what the heck this does. Reserve tank. So we can pull... I see. So we can have the fountain drained and take some water out of the reservoir if we put some water into the reserve tank. The question is, how much do we want to take out? Because I assume the water level in the reservoir has to be at a specific level. It doesn't seem like it needs to go down much. Maybe like 2 or 3. And where is it? Tank 1... Drain tank 1. Okay, so it's taking stuff out of tank 1. So let's drain tank 1. Yo. So now we're permanently oh, and we got a chest here too. More dice. We can still pull one more out. We have to put more water in there first. So how much do we think we need to... I guess, do we have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we might have enough to run out to the reservoir, visually see if we took enough water out, and then run back if it's wrong. Okay, so my first guess is to take it down by like 1 and then go from there, see how much water actually comes down. Because it seems like it's just barely above the dock level. I mean, there's probably something we can do if we fully drain it too. But let's start off with just trying to get the boat across, which is the whole point of this episode. So we're going to take 1 pip out of the reservoir, which is going to be somewhat tricky. I guess if we can let's see, reservoir is 2. So 2 goes into, so let's put that into 1. And then since there's 1 pip left here, we can then fill this reservoir tank back up. Right, and then put tank 1 back into the reservoir. And that takes it down 1. So even if we run out of steps, it's not the end of the world because we've gotten the maximum amount of water out of the system so that we can still, we have some overhead, so we can take 4 more out of here. That's basically, the more water you have out of the system, the less you have to compromise on where to actually stick the water in the places where it matters, right? So let's go ahead and run back. I'm trying to be as step efficient with this as possible. So boiler, or, yeah, to the boiler room. Okay, let's get down there. Oh, we also have to check out that door we opened up out there. And that is definitely not a priority for right now. This is already unlocked. Love it. Oh, and it looks like that was the right level. So can we actually cross now? Boat ride. Oh, there's stairs going down, so we can... Is that a passageway over there? So we definitely want to drain it farther. Yeah, we'll have to do that in a later run. Ooh, it's the rotunda. Okay, so what do we do here first? So this lets us pass through into there. This... Okay, we can't go backwards. But if we rotate the rotunda to connect that door to there. Do we want to go over there? I kind of want to get there. So let's see, this lets you skip 1, 2. So we can't put it to where that and that are connected. But if we leave it there, then we can come through here and then get here. And then I see there's another control right here. So then we can then rotate that again and go 1, 2 and get into there, right? Although, I mean, I guess we're already here, so let's see. No, we need to do that because if I rotate it, then I can get to 1, 2, I can get to there. So this connects the front side and the back side of the reservoir. That still doesn't help me. So yeah, we have to go here, take the boat back, run around, come through here, use that control panel to rotate it so that this prong is here. All right, we've got to science this out before we make any moves because we only have 20 steps left. So this side lets you skip 2. That side lets you skip 4, and it will always be in that direction. So we can never connect that position with that position. No, we totally can. Right, so if we move this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this will have moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because that'll connect this to this. So we have to run back around, use this control panel to rotate it so that this platform connects to that platform, and then see what's up there. I guess. Because we can't go that way. I'm guessing maybe that's the elevator, the foundation elevator, so we still don't know how to open that up. But if we run around this side... There's a blueprint. So 1, 2... So we'd have to get to it from there. That would let us connect into here. Yeah. I don't know, we're still potentially losing steps. The shoe saved us there, but don't be locked. What is this? It's so long. It's the rogue moon. And a lever for the north door? What? Of the antechamber? So we do have to get into the antechamber. I mean, we're not going to have enough steps to do it in this run, though. I mean, first off, that's going to be a cool screenshot. There it is, room 46. None of these are interactable. See, if we had the foundation elevator, we could save ourselves a whole ton of steps, because that's where we need to get to. So I guess since we are here, so to get to that, we have to skip 1, 2, so we need to get there. So we'd have to get the gears connecting this and this, so let's pass back through here. Right? Yeah, we have to be there. So if we go here... And then we need this to connect to here, and then we can get into there. Oh, we got saved again by the shoe. God, we need to figure out how to get that foundation elevator down. It's the full map and the mechanarium? Full underground map. And we have the magnifying glass so we can see buried floor plan. Catacombs, we were there, yep. So, yeah, that leads to the basement. How do we actually get in there, though? But I mean, presumably from the elevator there. So what does 3 lead to? 3 says cliffside exit. Is that how you... Do we have to get in from the cliffs? Go down to the basement? I mean, there is a door next to the chess room, right? How do we get that door open? Or does it open from the other side? Arg! So many puzzles. So we're looking for 10 buried floor plan. There. It's in the basement. Huh. Okay, let me snap a picture of this. And then we'll grab the mechanarium. Would you like to permanently add mechanarium to your drafting pool? The mechanarium has 1 door for each gear room in your house. Whoa, okay. Can I take this lantern to light some stuff with? I need to light some candles and torches, man. Alright, get me out of here. So I guess we're gonna see if we can get to room 46, because we can't open that door to get to where the foundation elevator runs. So we're gonna take the boat back. I suppose we can skip this. Oh, we can't actually get up there, huh? Well, maybe. Maybe if we lower the... Well, the boat would have to be over there, wouldn't it? We'll have to run that experiment some other day. Okay, so let's get back into the house. Should... No, it won't matter because the cart's gonna be in the way. I was wondering, should we leave the rotunda rotated to where it connects this side of the rotunda to that side of the rotunda, but we can't even get to that because the cart is going to be in the way. Although, I guess we could push the cart forward, right? Yeah, let me run back. I'll cut here to if it makes sense. Okay, so we're going to connect... oh. No, that'll be fine. We'll connect... So we don't have to run over here. We'll connect that to somewhere where we can have access to a one of these gears. So yeah, we'll be able to go in there and then get ourselves over here and then get ourselves into the room 46 lever, because I'm assuming that that needs to be pulled every time. So that's a good spot to leave that in. So now we have a very interesting conundrum. With no keys, I don't know if we can get into the antechamber. Because that library door is locked, if I recall. We have enough steps to run over there and test it. But I'm fairly certain that the reason we turned around is because this door was locked and we don't have any more keys. So if that foundation door on the far side is locked, then that's the end of the run. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oof. We might run out of steps anyway. There's a dig spot down there. I'm gonna go dig it. Maybe we'll get a turnip. Lucky. Cloister has a bunch of dig spots. Absolutely taking that. So we know how to get into this now. Give me some turnips. Coin, no. Actually, give me a key. Pebbles. What is this? Boot. No, no, don't be locked. Oh, good. Security door. But it turns the wrong way. Our only hope is if there are either the walk-in closet has keys or we re-roll 3 times and hope to get a locksmith. Garage plus 3 keys, yes. We have to get the antechamber open, though. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my god. We're not going to get in. We're not going to get in. No, we were so close. Well, not really, because we had to open the antechamber, but now we know how to get in. We're a maximum, well, I mean, it could take us several runs to do it, but we don't have to solve any more puzzles to get in. We now know all the steps that we have to do to get into room 46. Stately House of Cogs, 5 mechanical rooms. 109 steps. Items found 5. Alright, well that was a huge run. I thought that run was going to be doomed, and then we got a few windfalls towards the end, and it all spiraled into a very big discovery. But that is where we're going to leave on this episode. So a bit of a cliffhanger. Save and quit. So hopefully we will see you back here again for next episode. We will almost certainly be getting into room 46. So if you've been enjoying this playthrough of Blueprints, hit like and subscribe. If you want to check out Blueprints for yourself, head on over to Steam and pick it up, which I highly recommend. If you have any comments, suggestions, things I should check out, let me know in the comments below. But whatever you do, we'll see you right back here again in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.